Howdy. So this is a game I've had for a few years sitting in my library, and it got an update last month. Turn my fan on. It is freaking hot in here. It's freaking hot outside. It is absolutely miserable. So I've been really big into Hearts of Iron 4 lately, and I'm not particularly good at it. I've been putting in a lot of practice, and I'm always a sucker for simulations, especially when it comes to World War II. That being said, I've had this sitting in my library for a few years, and apparently it's gotten a lot of significant updates. Latest patch 4 and May 15th. So we're gonna try it. I heard it's very, very, very good, and it's kind of up my alley as far as topics and gameplay goes. Hopefully, so looks like there's multiple chapters expanding. I guess most of the German submarine flotillas or U-boat flotillas. So war begins. Built-in Kiel's, I assume you say that like Kiel shipyards. U-48 was launched a few months back. It's now being prepared to depart on a patrol in the North Atlantic during these turbulent times. A full-scale invasion of Poland has begun today in the early morning, so September 1st, 1939, that tracks. Well, Poland's Western allies now declare war on the German Reich. Everybody among the submarine crews is nervous about the future. Kriegsmarine submarine forces are currently modest, to say the least. On top of that, Britain's Royal Navy is confident that the new sonar technology makes submarines deprecated? I thought it was depreciated. Despite all that, commander of the U-boats, Karl Donitz, believes that U-boats may have a key role to play in case of a broader conflict with the Western powers. I don't know where that is actually. How realistic is simulation? Got entertaining, balanced, and hardcore. Adjusted for optimal entertainment, simulation aspects that don't contribute to an interesting story won't get in your way. Balance is realism and simulation aspects will be fine-tuned to make them challenging but not excessively so. And then you know everything about submarine warfare and want very demanding gameplay. I don't know if I'm hardcore enough for that. We might go with balanced. How involved in the crew management do you wish to be? Crew management will be mostly automated. Require attention, but some corners will be cut to remove complexity. Like real people, your crew will require some attention in order for them to do their best, but you can reap extra benefits if you address their needs. I guess intermediate is the safe way to go. I don't know, but it's nice to have like these 3 levels of difficulty. That makes it pretty obvious. Like, do you want to just kind of chill out and play it, or do you want to? I think balanced or intermediate is. Oh my god, there's a realism bar. Oh, we're gonna go with German, of course. Normal. You will play mainly in the section view of your U-boat, and you'll be able to enter into a FPP mode of any officers you wish. This is the default way to play U-boat. Huh. AI difficulty medium, economic easy. I mean, this seems pretty, torpedo. Dude, this is crazy. This is a lot of damage difficulty. Disabled torpedo solution previews. Torpedo salvo previews should be visible on the map, as well as additional information, such as its estimated hit angle. It's recommended to leave the setting off unless you are already an experienced player and want an increased challenge. Well, I'm definitely not experienced, so I might leave it just as is. Well, you can't say, look at this, darker nights? Realistic Earth curvature, what? What? What is this? Customize the skipper.
Als eingespielte Mannschaft werden wir dem Feind zeigen, wozu ein U-Boot in der Lage ist.
That's a pretty deep character customization. I can't really tell. That's all.
Bleibt ruhig und konzentriert, Männer. Wir schaffen das.
I can't tell. I guess we'll lean towards muscular. I don't know. I can't tell with that kind of clothing. Different clothing options. That seems pretty spiffy. Oh, the down battle dress, I like that. There's a wow. Okay. Well, this is I might just stay with give him a pipe. A good. I think a good captain always needs a good pipe. And go with the binoculars. Skipper's visor cap. Okay. Why would I want an aviator hat if I'm going to be in a submarine? Some beanies. Go with the little captain's hat. I like that. Certainly not bald, but let's take off that hat first. Let's see. Curly, side part. French crop. Is that what that style called? Looks like a Boosie fade. According to my ignorant American standards. That looks fine to me. Can I give him a beard? I can give him a beard. Absolutely. Alright. There's side cap, sailor cap. I'll go with skipper. I'm a little intimidated now. I don't know if I can handle this. The Roman numerals is an interesting touch. I think staying with the default is just fine for me. Go with that, I guess. Thousands of young, brave men enlisted in the Kriegsmarine, enticed by adventure and ideology, motivated by fame, and making a good living. Oh, they got holy. So far, I'm not disappointed. We haven't even gotten to it yet. Less than half of them returned home. God. Their lives and battles have become legendary. Port of Wilhelmshaven, September 1st, 1939. This is the day of the invasion of Poland. Of Poland! Love it, Mike. Oh yeah, this came out in 2018, so 7 years ago, and it's still getting updates, but it hasn't really picked up traction until lately. That's weird. George patrol square in the Atlantic, plot a patrol path with as much longitudinal movement as possible. All convoys cross the Atlantic from west to east or vice versa, so you'll increase your chance. I couldn't read that in time. Alright, the very beginning of World War II. Wilhelmshaven?
Viel Glück bei Ihrem nächsten Einsatz, Herr
Luck on your next mission,
Kommen Sie
Skipper.
und Ihre Mannschaft gesund zurück.
I love the pipe. 3X? I don't understand what that means. The black cat. It's kind of cartoony. Undergoing the training that will prepare you and your crew for the fight. I am more than positive this will be ridiculously difficult for such a small-brained individual like me. Click on the highlighted officer in the port to start a conversation with him. Klaus Schmidt.
Ihr Verbindungsoffizier, die Befehle vom BDU weiterzuleiten.
The officer you talk to is an intermediary between you and Kriegsmarine headquarters. You can choose an assignment for yourself or assign your officers to different tasks at headquarters. To start, select the highlighted option. Request flotilla change. Huh, okay. Well, my crew needs
Dies
training.
sind aktuelle Einsatzbefehle vom BDU. Streng geheim.
Your eyes only. Okay. Choose a training mission to explore the nuances of the game. If you're playing for the first time, it's recommended you complete the missions in order from first to last. Introductory missions, already highlighted on the left. Click the button below. Explains the basics of preparing the boat for a long-range travel. Okay. You must ensure your boat is adequately prepared to go to sea. You must provide adequate provisions, fuel supply, and equip the boat to fight. You provide all these things by talking to a warehouse clerk. Okay.
Benötigen Sie, Herr Offizier. Sehen Sie sich die Lagerbestände an.
You buy and sell goods to get your boat ready at sea. So it's almost like, it almost reminds me, and I don't play a lot of games like it, but my first impression is Darkest Dungeon. Like you choose like your provisions and your supplies before you go out to your mission. Let's see. The series of tabs next to them allow you to choose a category. Current budget is displayed in the upper bar of the window. And that's your storage. To buy or sell a product, right click on it to drag it from one window to another. So buy ammunition. Huh. Large caliber AP ammo. Enough fuel. Okay. I see. For $3. $3 for 2,500 kilograms of fuel? Okay. Armed well enough to attack enemy vessels, okay. Alright. Buy at least 3 new torpedoes. There are 2 different types of torpedoes. So let's see. T2, T1. So standard issue steam-powered Kriegsmarine torpedo with a PI-1 pistol. We are aware of some issues with this pistol design. On the impact setting, must hit the target at an angle close to 90 degrees to explode. Launch torpedoes on magnetic setting may explode on their own before they reach the target. What? I'm overwhelmed. Speed presets. So there's going to be some calculation. Maybe on the minor end, calculation. Interesting. So there's that one, and then the G7E torpedo T2, standard issue electric Kriegsmarine torpedo with a PI-1 pistol. We're aware of some issues with this pistol design. Alright, so I've got 3 T2, 2 T1, so I guess I don't know what the difference is. I think I'm in over my head. I'm starting to think this is a lot to it. I'm open to learning it, but my God, this is a lot. But I mean, they're not charging me for the T2, so I'm assuming after ordering new goods at the warehouse, loading them on your boat begins. It's not an instant process, and it takes some time. You boat's off duty. Does it move the calendar? Good work with completing the last training mission, Captain. Okay.
Ich bin Verbindungsoffizier, die Befehle vom BDU weiterzuleiten. Wie kann ich Ihnen behilflich sein? Dies sind aktuelle Einsatzbefehle vom BDU.
Alright, travel and diving. Alright, let's get into it. Explains how to travel and the basics of diving a submarine. Okay, so Belgium's here. So Germany... Okay, so Poland's over here. What's the... Skagerrak? I don't know. Use a section view to explain various subjects. As such, section view will be allowed for the duration of this tutorial, even if it's currently disabled in the realism settings. Train how to navigate and dive. First, we must leave port. To do that, click the highlighted button It's like the third engine gear forward. Oh my god, it's in German. I don't speak German. So reverse, 3, 2, 1, stop, charge battery. I don't know what that is. Electric motors, stop, alarm. Diesel motors, forward 1, forward 2, forward.
Halbe Fahrt voraus.
Whoa! That is a very fast boat! 12 times speed, 48 times speed, 140 times speed. Okay. Allows you to plan the voyage ahead. As you can see, your crew automatically set a route to leave port after you are docked. Okay. To test the diving capabilities of the boat, we need to travel to a more remote location with deeper water. I marked a good spot for that for you on your map. Set a course for this location. Simply click on it with the right mouse button. Having a course set for our boat, we must now wait until the boat arrives at the destination. It may take a few hours in real time, though. Click the highlighted button to speed up in-game time. Wait, I wanted to see it. What? What? Hey, that's pretty cool. I never did check the graphics. Stream. Very good. Yeah. Might keep DLSS off. Well, I don't have AMD FSR, so let's do balanced. Yeah. Level detail, very high. It's pretty cool. I can't zoom out any more than this. Oh, you can go underwater. Oh, I see what he was saying. It's going to take a very long time. Is there a hotkey for the map? Yes, there is. Wow, this is very, very involved. So clear sight, max sight. Okay. Moving at lightning speed. Shallow waters. After leaving the port area, you can use more powerful time compression buttons. I literally just clicked that. Off we go. Freaking lightning speed. It's kind of funny. I don't know why I find this just entertaining. Yes, I'm sorry. I should probably just keep going with it. 15,000? Yeah, we'll get there in no time. We can now practice how to dive. Okay. First, we will dive to periscope depth, which is just below the surface of the water. Okay. Periscope depth. So I think that's a small AA gun. Oh, I can set it to how deep I want to go. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, so I'm queued for 8 meters. I'm currently at, I guess, 0. The water effect's pretty nice. I like it. Some notifications here. Operate the radio. Boat's buoyancy. Okay. Alright. Looks like switch to electric motors. Well done, Skipper. Yeah, it's so difficult. Your boat is now at periscope depth. Okay, this is is really cool. I like this a lot, actually. Remaining at periscope depth means staying just below the water surface, allowing the crew to extend periscopes above the water to scan surroundings. There are 2 periscopes installed in the submarine. The observation periscope is currently conveniently located in the control room. It's good for scanning quickly surroundings and is usually used by the regular crew. The attack periscope, on the other hand, is designed to perform precise torpedo attacks. It's much better at this task than the observation periscope, but it must be manned by an officer. Okay, so this is the regular periscope. This is the attack periscope. The submarine is extremely hard to spot when it stays at periscope depth, although it's still possible to spot it at close range. It's also vulnerable here to detection methods that use sound waves for detection, hydrophones, and sonars. Well, let's dive deeper. Click the highlight button again to open the depth meter and select the maximum safe depth option. Crash dive to maximum safe depth. The crew will maintain the submarine at safest maximum depth based on available map information up to 150 meters. If your intention is to run closer to the seabed, then it's possible using map information. Consider using the echo sounder in the control room to set the depth manually.
Auf maximale sichere Tiefe gehen.
That is deep.
Aktuelle Tiefe.
150 meters. That is significantly deeper. Water effects are really good. Alright, so we're diving. Is that fish? Ah, fish. 20 meters, okay. Okay, so real-time updates, very nice. We are, yeah. I tell you what, I've always had such awesome respect for underwater warfare. I thought that was such a cool part in World War II. I think American subs really weren't up to par at the beginning of the war. Like the U-boats were just tearing up convoys and ships all over the European area, right? And the Germans were very, very far ahead as far as technology and development went. I can't see anything. It is so dark. I can barely see the boat. We're still diving! Dude, we're gonna be so far underwater.
Aktuelle Tiefe 75 Meter.
Huh. Must feel like I gotta put up the brightness. Tiefen. So the lighter one is the cued depth.
85 Meter.
Oh, bro, I can barely see anything. I guess I could speed it up a little bit.
Aktuelle Tiefe 120.
120.
Torpedorohr 3 gewartet.
We are now more than 100 meters below the surface. Pressure outside is 11 atmospheres or more. The submarine was built to handle such pressures indefinitely, but going deeper than this comes with a risk. As a rule of thumb, the deeper you dive, the easier it is to hide from your enemies. Your boat also becomes harder to hit with anti-submarine weapons. Staying underwater comes with some problems, though. When you remain underwater, there is no way to ventilate the ship, and air quality will become worse with the passing of time. You can always check the current air quality. If it ever becomes empty, your crew will start to suffocate. You fresh air to some degree by using the onboard ventilation system, but has the drawback of being quite noisy. Enemies may detect your boat more easily when it's turned on. There's going to be so much nuance to learn from this. This is insanity. This is ridiculous. This is for the most hardcore of enthusiasts. Which I'm not saying I'm not. But I don't know if my small brain can handle this. It's easy right now, click it.
Ventilation einschalten.
One of the sailors will come here soon to activate the ventilation system.
135 Meter.
Oh, that's interesting. So they got the racks, kitchen, very small kitchen. There you go.
140 Meter.
starts to get better. Ventilation system won't improve indefinitely, though, as it can only recirculate existing air. Another thing to watch when you stay underwater for a long time are the bilges of your boat. Will slowly accumulate water through the holes in the ship's hull, like propeller shafts, periscopes, valves, and torpedo tubes. When ballast accumulates, your boat will be less maneuverable and responsive. Eventually, that ballast may sink your boat, but we will learn about that in more detail during the next training assignments. So, basically, with the amount of pressure that comes with being underwater and being basically 11 atmospheres under the water, eventually, like, the seals will just give out and you will start getting water in your ship. Interesting. Let's get rid of the accumulated water, enable the pump in the control room. Okay. All compartments are dry. External pressure equals up to 15 atmospheres, decreased by 71%. Dang, that's crazy. Performance of the pump is correlated with the pressure of the water outside the boat. If you're deeper than 100 meters, it basically doesn't do anything useful. Let's move to shallower depth to get rid of the water. Let's get back to the surface. Please click the depth meter button and select surface. Pretty sad, but oh. Load the tanks. Oh, okay. I can just zoom in and out with the mouse. Oh, that's pretty cool. So, if I'm not mistaken, you got to be somewhat mindful in how quickly you surface. Look at that, slowly getting lighter. That is great attention to detail. To surface the boat, your crew had to blow the water out of the ballast tanks using the compressed air reserves. You can check how much compressed air you have by looking at this notification. Huh, okay. Compressed air is stored in special tanks under the hull. You can replenish it using air compressors installed on your boat. You have two at your disposal. One is medium performance electric, and the second larger one is high performance diesel compressor in the stern torpedo room. You can use one or both depending on the resources you have and the circumstances you find yourself in. Please enable one or both of them now. Well, I would argue that probably use the electric. Oh, so this is an engine room. Oh, so cool. Doing some kind of maintenance on it. Okay, so this is where the torpedo. Okay, that's really cool. So they sleep in the torpedo room? Well done, Skipper. Surfing your boat after diving, you need at minimum 25% of the compressed air reserves. The amount consumed is not constant, though. The deeper you are and the larger the ballast you have in the compartments to compensate, the more air may be consumed in the process. Okay. Huh. So I guess that'll slowly fill up. Is there a compass? Oh, that's the rudder. Gyro compass. Chronometer. Telegraph. Huh. Okay, I see. There's a compass up right at the top of the screen. Oh, they just kind of hang out at the top? That's pretty cool. Huh. There's a lot of attention to detail to this. Like, it's ridiculous. Alright, so let's go ahead. Speed this up a bit. We just zoom across the Atlantic to get to where we need to go. So at what point do we see land? Ah, I see land. Oh, oops. Okay, so okay, you can change. Let's speed it up some more. Two days, 56 hours at sea.
Herr Kaloin, wir befinden uns in flachen Gewässern. Torpedorohr 3 gewartet. Torpedorohr 4 gewartet.
And the red lights. Oh, dude, this is so cool. I really like this. This is something I want to learn.
Herr Kaloin, wir befinden uns in flachen Gewässern.
It reminds me when I was on a cruise. Like the landscape at night when you're looking out, it was a lot like this. And maybe that's just silly of me to say, but I thought that was super cool. I love being on a boat. That was an incredible experience being on. I was actually on 2 cruises. One in South America, one in Europe. Went around Italy and in Greece. And the landscape looked just like that at night. Maybe it's just me cheesing, I don't know. But I thought it was really cool. Let's see. So I only use 10% of fuel too. I'd argue that's pretty good. So I was at the docking station. Oh, good collision. Shoals ahead. There are potential shoals ahead. We must remain conscious. All right.
Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
Oh, so they have to do constant maintenance on the torpedoes. Okay, all right. The captain is drunk. What is happening? Oh my god. Hang on.
Torpedorohr 3 gewartet.
Kurs setzen.
Let's try that.
Herr Kaloin, wir sind aufgetaucht.
Oh no! How? How did this happen? Help! It wasn't shoals we were worried about, it was the dock. Oh no! Mission accomplished.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet.
Wow. We made it back in one piece. Wow. Okay. That was okay, so the highlighted officer. Well, I don't see anybody. Oh, he's way over there.
Verbindungsoffizier, die Befehle vom
We're gonna pass on orders from the Admiralty.
Kann ich Ihnen behilflich sein?
He is the intermediary between you and the Kriegsmarine headquarters. Alright, crew needs training.
Aktuelle Einsatzbefehle vom BDU.
Let's
Streng
see.
geheim.
So far, at least with the travel and diving and all that, doesn't seem too bad. Okay, 20 minutes. Alright, we can do that. Explains how to give orders to the officers and how to perform a successful torpedo attack. Okay. Alright, let's try it. Make an attempt to attack enemy shipping. I'll also teach you the basics of crew management. Alright, sounds great. Let's see. Another U-boat reported spotting a few freighters at Square Alpha November 49 a few hours ago. The other U-boat was coming back from a mine-laying assignment and wasn't armed to attack the ships at the time. I marked the spot where we expect these freighters to be in the near future. Please right-click on the point. Hopefully we don't strand ourselves on the dock again. Oh, this is awesome. Get a whole map of of basically all of Western Europe. So Egypt occupied by UK, Italian possession of Libya, and yep, Italian East Africa, where they took over Ethiopia and they put the government in exile. Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. This is really cool. Sierra Leone, French West Africa, French Algeria, Morocco, Sahara. Can I see the United States? Sure can. Yep, Louisiana, Florida, Texas, Arkansas, New York's up here. Newfoundland and Labrador were occupied by the British and Canada. But for some reason, I can't see Mongolia, Manchuria, Korea, Japan. You can kind of see it, but for some reason, it's super dark. I like the map, though. This is really cool. Emirate of Transjordan. Okay. This is Tonnage War? Tonnage? Alright, mine laying, British Isles.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Select the third engine, okay. Forward 3.
Voraus.
Path ahead. And off they go, the brave men of the Kriegsmarine. Hopefully they don't somehow get on top of the dock again, right? That was kind of funny. I don't remember. For some reason, I don't remember a lot of this game when I first got it. I don't remember the last time I played it. So let's see how much fuel we got. Okay, so we didn't refuel, so I'm assuming we have plenty of it. That's super cool. All right, let's speed it up a little bit, at least till we undock. And this too, right here, just hanging out at the top, looking around and just moving over the water. That, oh yeah, it brings me joy. I greatly enjoy it. I don't know how the AI managed to strand themselves on the dock. That was that must be some kind of I don't know what you call it. Off we go in the open waters. Maybe one of the days I'll post some of my pictures from my cruise on my Discord. I thought it was super cool. All right, so leaving port. Speed it up a little bit. It's probably not going to speed up too much until.
Herr Kaloin, wir befinden uns in flachen Gewässern.
Off we go. All right, we're here. Very good. You arrived at the patrol area. You start searching for the cargo ships. Crew is already active, working on various stations throughout the boat. They know their tasks very well and don't need directions to perform them most of the time. During long assignments and battles, unusual things tend to happen, and your role as captain of this boat is to adapt as necessary to survive. For this reason, I have asked your officers to leave their stations so we can train micromanagement during this assignment. My favorite thing. Let's locate the cargo ships we're looking for. Best way to accomplish this, use an onboard hydrophone. It's capable of detecting ships from tens of kilometers, much farther than is possible by sight, even in the best of weather. GHG hydrophone installed in your ship doesn't work on the surface, though we must submerge to periscope depth. before we can proceed. I remember how to do that. Periscope. Let's see. Boys, we're diving. Sure does take a minute to dive, huh?
Wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe.
Hydrophone can be manned by any trained officer, but radio men excel at this task. Select Officer Karl Heinz Schuster, your radio man, before we proceed.
Herr Kapitän?
And click on the listening room to assign him here. I guess listen to contacts.
Erledigt, Herr Kaloi.
Yeah. Get out of bed, you layabout.
Zeit für eine Auszeit.
Give the officer some time to listen to contacts so you can use time compression if you like.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloi.
So what is this? This is the radio room and the listening room. So there's two different rooms for it. I did not tell you to. I thought I told him to go to the listening room.
Natürlich,
Hauptraum
Herr Kaloi.
besetzen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where I told him to go. And Meyer? Well, there's several people on the ship. That must be terrifying. Imagine if you were on a ship and suddenly you were just starting to get attacked. Here's ship propellers through the hydrophone. Plot an interception course towards that contact. To do so, press Control and click with the right mouse button on the blue arc of the map.
Kurs setzen.
Jawohl, ich
We're now on course to intercept the target. We must now wait until we get closer and the crew spots it through the periscope. Based on our approach, consider utilizing time compression feature. Okay. So we're going towards the ship propeller. Okay. Man, it must have been deathly slow. Maybe out for days for a mission at a time. So it looks like that blue arc is getting closer. Maybe. Oh, he's adjusting course. He's going west now. We're close. Smoke over horizon detected. Oh, wait, I see him. I see him. He's right there. We're getting really close. Like, we're getting really close.
Küstenschiff, 310 Grad.
So using the periscope and spotted the freighter, we can attack it now. Oh boy, here we go. The most effective weapon at your disposal are the G7 torpedoes that carry a 280 kilogram warhead. It sounds heavy. I use the American units. Aside from sheer firepower that may rip a ship apart, they usually do not reveal your position to the enemy. They are your primary weapon. To use them first, we need to compute a course for the torpedoes. Select Officer Kurt Hoffman before we continue.
Glaubt mir Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloi.
Send him over to the attack periscope in the conning tower. Okay.
Standseerohr besetzen.
Alright, everybody man your stations! Red alert!
Sind bis jetzt unentdeckt geblieben.
They don't seem to have detected us yet.
Wir sind aufgetaucht.
Having selected the officer, click on the enemy cargo ship using the right mouse button to calculate torpedo course.
Bitte Sie eine Schusslösung.
Now calculates the course for the torpedo. We should give them some time to do that. I'll give you further directions once that is done.
Herr Kaloi, wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe. Für Rundblick eingesteuert.
Gets a good torpedo solution. Alright, yeah, I see him. I wish I could zoom out a little more, but I mean, still pretty cool. Unknown ship, we just know it's British. He seems really close. Managed to prepare a decent torpedo core solution. It's time to launch the torpedoes at the target. Select the enemy ship using left mouse button before we proceed. Okay. Click the highlighted button to open the torpedo tube's interface. What? Click on at least 3 tubes to flood the tubes with seawater. Okay. I guess uno, dos, tres.
Rohr 2 bewässern. Rohr 3 bewässern.
Okay. A lot of radio officer missing.
Rohr 1 bewässert. Rohr 2 bewässert.
Before you launch the salvo, you should always wait until this light comes on. So the torpedoes have the correct gyro angle set and are ready to fire. Okay. Well, am I missing a radio, man? What am I missing? We got people on the radios. Everything is set. Fire, Captain. Okay. Oh shit. Wait for torpedoes reach your target. Oh, I see them. I see them. Off they go. So, what's the distance from us? About 9 kilometers. Oh, that's the velocity. Distance is 2 kilometers. Okay. Speed it up a bit. Hopefully they hit.
Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg.
It's covered half the distance.
40 Sekunden.
40 seconds.
Torpedo einschlagen. 10
They
Sekunden.
completely missed.
Fehlschuss.
They completely missed! Sadly, the previous salvo didn't sink the target. Also loaded a new set of torpedoes. What? I did what you told me.
Rohr 1 bewässern. Rohr 2 bewässern. Rohr 3 bewässern.
Okay, whatever.
Rohr 1 bewässert. Rohr 2 bewässert. Rohr 3 bewässert.
Alright, let's try again. Okay, I really like that. That's awesome. How I can zoom in and out of the map. That's incredible. Torpedo avoidance maneuvers. Okay, so they're actively dodging it. Okay.
Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg. 40 Sekunden.
Oh, they're gonna hit.
10 Sekunden.
Oh! The crew is evacuating this freighter, but let's see if it sinks completely. Oh, no! I didn't mean to do that. The crew evacuates the ship. It's a miss. Alright, so 2 misses but a hit. I mean, we completely sunk it, so. We have to finish it with the deck gun. Let's return to the surface. Click the highlighted button.
Tanks anblasen.
Load the tanks.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter.
I gotta learn the hotkeys.
Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Push diesel engines.
Kurs setzen.
Select Officer Tenrai.
Jeder hat
Proceed.
bisher großartige Arbeit geleistet.
Send him over to the deck gun. That seems like something beneath an officer, personally.
Verstanden, Kommandant.
But okay. I'll accept it. Click on the freighter, use the right mouse button in order to fire at it.
Dieses Schiffziel.
They're sinking. Well done. The freighter is finished. Hoffman.
Bergkanal.
Send him to observe surroundings by conning tower. Select with a small eye.
Melden Sie sich zur Wache.
Huh. Still possible the freighter is nearby, but beyond our current sight range. Let's assign him some help. Composed of officers like Kurt Hoffman, but also regular sailors. Officers can take direct orders from you, and you have direct control over them. You can find the portraits of them in the bottom right part of the screen. Okay, so those are like the main officers. Regular sailors, on the other hand, usually follow automated schedules that are too numerous to take orders from the captain one by one. They can also aid officers in their work. That's exactly what we're reading what we need right now. Each officer has a few bars near his portrait. These bars, I guess. They represent sailors assigned to the officer. Oh, okay, cool. Look on the uppermost bar near Kurt Hoffman to assign him as many sailors as he can manage.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Spitze.
Okay,
Heilung.
hang on.
15 Grad.
Controls.
Küstenschiff. 15 Grad.
Scroll view modes. Okay, keyboard. Let's see. View. Switch to orbit. Section view. Has found the second cargo ship nearby. It flies a Swedish flag, but judging by its course, it's possible that it's headed to an enemy port under our blockade. It may also be an enemy ship flying a false flag. We should check that. Click on the marked point using the right mouse button.
Kurs setzen.
Okay. Huh. Alright, so... Oh, okay. First person mode, cool. And orbit mode. And then there's your map mode. Okay, cool. Interesting, interesting. I don't know if that's the ship we just sunk, or is that behind us now? Let's go check it out, boys. Okay, so it's directly on our left now. I don't even see the little ship with the guys that jumped. Oh, there they are. Huh. Cool. Probably yelling at us from there. Keep hitting escape thing. It's gonna just get me out of the screen. Let's see what this ship is about. What's 6 kilometers? I like it so far. It's very, very, very in depth. It's pretty incredible, actually. I think this is great. Coming up on him. Should we get our captain back inside the ship? Seems wise. 4 kilometers. Shouldn't we, like, go periscope death? I mean...
Funktelegramm gesendet.
Oh, so the more activity, the more budget I get. Okay, interesting. How close are we trying to get to these people? It seems rather dangerous. 3 kilometers away. We're getting stupid close. Do they come? Do they run, pull up on every ship they see like this? No wonder they lost the war. What are they doing? How close are we gonna get? This is driving me nuts. Huh? We're close enough to send a boarding party to inspect that ship. We're sending a boarding party. What? The freighter is unarmed, seems not to be escorted, and flies a neutral flag. Prize rules allow us to sink such ships, but only if we are certain that they're headed towards the enemy port. If we lack such certainty, ideally we should investigate what it's carrying and verify the destination by performing an inspection. If we would, however, have reasons to feel certain that the ship is headed to an enemy port, we may communicate right away that we intend to sink it and proceed with the attack. Communicate you intend to sink the ship. Use light signaling to communicate to the freighter's crew you intend to sink their ship to let them evacuate first. Sending a delegation has the highest chance of determining whether the ship is involved in in the war effort or not, and thus can be sunk. On the other hand, it also carries some risk for the sent crew. You may arm your men if you want them to be able to protect themselves. Well, of course. You can select which officers to send out to carry the inspection. Some officers may have useful skills to consider. You send them on such missions. In this case, it's going to be a routine inspection, and any officers will do. Please click on the slots below. Huh. Okay. Engineer, tough. Can stand more damage. He receives an additional health point. Portuguese speaker, French speaker. Well, neither of that is really going to help us. I mean, they're Swedish. They don't speak French nor Portuguese, I'm pretty sure. So I guess Michael nod. Your men will need explosives in case you decide to scuttle that ship. Demolition charges. This is gangster. Oh, we're just sending the one guy? That seems not smart. What? Outside is dangerous. Worst case scenario, the entire group may be lost. Assess the situation very carefully. I don't understand what the ranks is. I can't see them traveling on the little boat. That's a shame. After climbing the deck, your crew faces a cold welcome from the cargo ship crew. What do you want? Asked the captain in German without exchanging any pleasantries. This is a neutral ship and you shouldn't be here. I'm going to ask you for your shipping documents, of course. Papers! Describe what type of cargo is on the ship and where they're headed to. A flicker of unease crosses his face and he produces the papers with a slight hesitation. After you carefully review their contents, his hands clench and unclench, a bead of sweat forming on his brow. According to the documents, the ship is headed to the port of Liverpool and is carrying raw resources. It seems that the ship is trading with blockaded Allied ports, and it's a fair prize for you to sink it. We confirm this freighter is involved in military activities. We can sink it without risking an international incident. Order an evacuation. Okay. You tell the captain that your orders obligate you to sink this freighter and that they must evacuate it immediately. The captain isn't happy about this outcome, but he clearly accepts that there's nothing he can do to avoid this from happening. He doesn't respond to you, but instead starts to shout out to his crew and organizes evacuation of the freighter. Alright. You were in the engine room. This is a nice touch. It's like there's another layer of choice, I guess, in this. So if I had the ship engineer skill, I could scuttle it without using explosives. So how would it do that? Would he just disable the ship? Well done, Skipper. You can come back to port anytime now. And the ship is sunk. And here they are, returning from their mission. I ain't gonna lie, that's really cool. I'm actually greatly enjoying this. That is an extra depth to this, and I really enjoy it. Days later. Okay, so it automatically returned me. Alright, that's cool if you just want to skip going back to the port and potentially beaching myself on the dock. Pretty cool. Let's see. Do I have time to do such?
Verbindungsoffizier, die Befehle vom BDU weiterzuleiten. Wie kann ich dies sind aktuell Einsatzbefehle streng geheim.
What's the next one? Training patrol. recruitment, ship upgrades, headquarters. We've been on for about an hour now, and I gotta get ready for something. Oh, so we're gonna cut it here, but I'm not disappointed with this. I think this is really cool, and I'm glad I've given this a chance. It's something I'm gonna probably continue playing. It's right up my alley as far as simulations. World War II is one of my favorite topics of all time, so it's really good. So thanks for joining. This is great. We'll be back. We will be back another time for sure. I like this a lot.